4th of July, and I'm finished. Just take me a minute on this one. I don't want to take advantage because I know you got other things to do, but 4th of July. Why do I refer to it as the 4th of July? White folks came to me and said, black man, if you help me win my freedom from the tyranny of King George, I will give you your freedom. Because every one of those dogs that wrote, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, were either slave holders or had made their fortune off of the slave trade in some way, form, or fashion. All 54 of those dirt farmers that met at the First and Second Continental Congress, and Jews among them. Thomas Jefferson, George Washington. I don't know where the city of Washington is. I know where Banneker City is. I live near Banneker City. I don't know where no damn Washington is. I wouldn't name anything after him. I don't even like mentioning his name. He died as a result of catching pneumonia in the slave quarters after raping a black woman. And that's recorded by white historian Arnold Toynbee. He had over 350-some slaves. Sold one slave, traded him for a hog's head of rum. Father of whose country? Certainly not mine. And to make my children look up to this dog is mental genocide. Thomas Jefferson, the great architect of freedom, who wasn't misguided entertainer, saying, the one who wrote the document and signed the document that freed all men. It did not free all men. It only freed the rich landed gentry in the 13 colonies. It didn't even free the common man in the 13 colonies. And it damn sure didn't free us. He had slaves, and he had this penchant for messing with adolescent girls, impregnating them, and when he had the black babies from those girls, from those slave girls, he would take them at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old and work them in his nail factory. I'm supposed to honor that? The shot that was heard around the world, I'll be finishing in a minute. The shot that was heard around the world was not fired at Lexington. And it wasn't even heard around the world. The rest of the world didn't give a damn about it. Excuse me for cussing so much. That bullet landed in the chest of Crispus Attucks, which I am not proud of, because he was a chump. A misguided chump. Why you say that, Brother Shaka? Why you be so cold? He just come off the plantation himself. And now he gonna stand there and fight for the slave owner. If you got to catch a bullet for something, catch it for them brothers and sisters back there wanting their freedom. And they repaid him by celebrating his birthday until they came up with the July 4th thing. On March the 5th, they call it Crispus Attucks Day, and they made a statue to him with a white woman standing over top of an eagle, spreading wings, just had his name. He put his picture on it. That's how much they thought about him. But one of the British generals came here because, see, what had happened is the British started recruiting the black slaves. Said, we're going to put a gun in your hand. Okay. We're going to put a gun in your hand. And we're going to let you shoot at white folks. Blood started joining the British Army by the hundreds and thousands. And so George Washington, who didn't want black folks in the army in the first place, said, we don't arm the blacks, we're not going to win this war. And one of the generals that came over here said, we're not at war with the 13 colonies, we're at war with Ethiopia. There were so many black folks there in that war. Now, after we won the war for them, they plunged us deeper in slavery than ever we had been. I'm going to read this closing statement. I'm really finished now. On the 4th of July. I'm going to call on Brother Frederick Douglass now, who said it so well. And the white folks can really be arrogant. They call this man an ex-slave, fighting for the abolition of other slaves, to come in the year 1852 and give a speech on his love for America on their 76th anniversary of America's independence. And old Fred came. Yes, he did. And this is what Fred said. What to the American slave is your 4th of July? Our answer, a day that reveals to him more than all other days of the year the gross injustice and cruelties to which he is the constant victim. To him, your celebration is a sham, your boasted liberty an unholy license, your national greatness swelling vanity, your sounds of rejoicing are empty and heartless, your denunciation of tyrants brass-fronted impudence, your shouts of liberty and equality hollow mockery, your prayers and hymns, your sermons and thanksgiving, with all your religious parades and solemnity, are to him mere bombast, deceptions, and pious hypocrisy, a thin veil to cover up crimes which would disgrace a nation of savages. There is not a nation on the earth guilty of practices more shocking and bloody than are the people of the United States at this very hour. Go where you may, search where you will, roam through all the monarchies and despotisms of the old world, travel through South America, search out every abuse, and when you have found the last, lay your facts side by side of the everyday practices of this nation, and you will say with me that for revolting barbarity and shameless hypocrisy, America reigns without a rival. Brothers and sisters, that is what the 4th of July and any other European holiday means to me. So when you are celebrating, make sure you are celebrating that which has brought life to you, which has enhanced your life, which has advanced your life, which is a part of your great and glorious history. For if you celebrate the defeat of your enemy over you, you will be a fool. And we are being called back to be the wise kings and queens of the earth once again. Don't blow this opportunity. Peace be with you.